Hi guys, so we got a project today. I need to make a couple of steel wheels for a welding cart that I'm going to make for a cutting torch. And this is how I'm going to go about doing that. Alright, got some 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch wide flat bar here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make 18-inch wheels. And so I'm going to need 3.142 times 18 to get the length that I need. That comes out to like 56.5. So we'll cut it to length and roll it. Well, actually I'm going to roll it and then cut it to length and then probably finish rolling it a little bit. And that will give us the rim that we need. This is a tubing roller that I built many years ago. The dies in this are made for tubing, so they're really not the correct thing to be using for what I'm doing. But it does work, and I left the other ring roller that I built up on the mountain, so that's not really an option. Okay, I've run the first pass through the roller, and you can see at the end of it's kind of got a kink to it. 2 places, that's where the rollers can't get far enough through the material to finish making it curved. I'm going to cut it off here, and then also over here, and then I'll run it through the roller again to close up that gap. But that'll leave me with material that's already been through the roller and has a better shape. Okay, and after cutting it off, and run it through the roller a second time. Got a pretty close fit for a circle. Alright, I got a scrap piece of plywood here, and I'm going to use that to make a jig. It'll just help me locate the spokes, hub, and the rim so that they're somewhat in a circle. It's going to be a low speed wheel, so I'm not too concerned about it wobbling or anything like that. But the closer you get it, the better it's going to work, and it's also kind of fun to make things that look nice. Okay, right now it's marked just a little bit bigger than the rim that I'm going to use. So I'll use a saw and just cut off the excess material, and then I'm going to use a circle cutter that I made for my router and make that thing into a pretty much true circle. This is my homemade circle cutter for a router. It's 2 rods. I've got a couple of shaft stops on here so that it can only go in so far. One of the reasons for doing it this way is if you're doing an outside curve like this and you try to set it, the tool can grab into the work and pull it, so you don't want that. This way you can feed it in a little bit at a time until you hit the circle. These can be locked down if you want to maintain it in a certain spot. Otherwise, just have to travel around the work here and round this thing up. Alright, after routing out the circle, I've got a form that I can put my rims onto. And I'll be able to clamp that down to make it round. And it pulls our seam together here where it's going to get welded together into a circle. So far so good. Alright, this is where we're at right now. I've made this jig that I'm going to lay everything out on and use to hold parts while I'm welding it. I made this hub, and it's 1 3/4 bar that I center drilled, and then I pressed bushing into it just to make it move more freely. And that sits down in the pocket. I've also got the rim. Right now it's been cut off flat, cleaned it up so I can weld it, and that will end up going around the jig like that. Then I'll have to cut some spokes. I'm going to use this rebar and cut those to length, and we can put those in there and tack them in place, and then the whole thing can be welded together. I'm going to put this together with an air-cooled TIG welder. It's nice and quiet, doesn't make a lot of sparks, and I'm not going to smoke the place up since I got the doors closed. Then after welding, I just filed off the welds a little bit to make a smooth surface. Alright, I put some shims underneath of my rim here so that it centers the rim with the hub. I made my spokes out of rebar. Because there's kind of a pattern to them, I'm going to position them so that they all look similar. I put some nails in here just to hold things in place until I get them tack welded. So we'll get all these put in here. Just a quick note, be sure you check out what kind of rebar you have if you're going to use that. Some of it's weldable and some is not. This is grade 60, so it is a weldable rebar. Okay, number 2 tacked together. Kind of hard on the wood jig, but I'm only going to use it this one time, so it's not that big of a deal, but it definitely does get cooked. Okay, we got all of our parts put together. All that's left to do is to finish welding everything up solid, and then it'll be ready for our welding cart, or our torch cart. It's a good usable wheel for about any kind of a cart, run flat, wheelbarrow sort of thing. And it's basically just scrap metal. So anyway, if you want to see the torch cart being completed, these wheels put to use, Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification, and we'll keep you in the loop. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing.